Hello everyone, welcome to an L Pickups video. I do have a multitude of videos that are going to be coming out. I don't know if this will be forced or some of those that I'm not quite sure the order yet, but I will be doing a few videos here simultaneously, so while we're getting that covered, David Tennant will be joining us, because after all, you gotta trust me. He's the doctor. What, you don't trust my opinion of David Tennant being doctor? Anyway, so pickups. First thing, something not video game related, but related to Shadow One. This was interesting. I found this at Goodwill for $1. It is a D&D book, The Grimoire. Believe it says it is the 15th edition, 2053 year on that, and it's in really good condition. It does not have a lot of damage. The first few pages, there's the first few pages here that have a bunch of colored artwork. But there's a lot of black and white artwork scattered around in the book too. I've never gotten to play D&D before, and well, I probably never will anytime these days, unless it's some kind of virtual game of it. But I always did want to try it before. But this is a very nice book. I don't know personally if I'll keep it. It originally apparently was $15. It's a pretty nice little find, I'd say. I might be able to actually find someone who actually wants this. I always think it's really nice to find something you really like, and I'm sure there's somebody might really like a Shadow One book maybe. So anyway, going on, it's again, Goodwill madness, but not as big, but a few things, again, from the Goodwill, all sealed. Another Vita game. I personally was wanting the PS3 version, but for $5 for the Vita version of PlayStation All-Stars, I don't know how I can really argue with that too much. The PSP version of Little Big Planet, which is just called Little Big Planet, so I don't know if it's like a port of the original game or if it's its own game. I do not know, but I got that. And then I got Binary Domain from Sega, which I've seen in dump bins before, but it was sealed for $4. It has a little ding there, ironically, Neil is and it has a little ding down here in the bottom. You probably can't tell them very well, but it's sealed, so not bad. $4. I can't argue with that. Now, one of the few Tales games in the Western released that I've never got, which ironically was one of the better new ones, I'm always told. Because I always say I'm a fan of the older Tales games. And a lot of Tales fans who also share that kind of thought process always tell me this is an enjoyable one, even if you don't like some of the newer ones. And that was the 360 exclusive in the West. 360 exclusive. It was ported to the PS3 in Japan with additional content, and I believe one additional character. I sadly made the horrible decision of passing it when it was new. I was kind of in that whole, Namco doesn't care about it, because I know I used to rant a lot about it, and I mentioned it. Now, the disc is pretty dirty, but it doesn't have any actual wheel scratches on it, so I'm figuring at most it just needs cleaned a little. But it's the best looking disc I found for the fucking game. Plus, it recently dropped from like $24 to $19 recently, and since I'm a Pro member, I actually got it for $17. But it's complete, it has everything, so I figured it's the best looking disc I've seen so far, because usually they're awful looking, so I was actually very happy to get that. Now, here's something, and for the love of humanity, I hope I remember this, because he sounded like he was actually interested in this. I tweeted, because I'm not someone who lived during the I was alive, but I mean, I didn't grow up experiencing DOS games really, aside from what schools had. In a very brief moment where my family owned a Apple II and none of us understood how to use it at all. My dad had like some random friend that gave him a few instructions and we were able to get a few games loaded, but it just, we didn't really get very much. But he was very, he sounded actually very interested in this because he said he's heard of it, but he never owned it or that. And it was Double Dragons 2, The Revenge for the, it's the IBM. Yeah, like, you know, I'm not very, it's not my generation of gaming, but I am interested now. So what gets me confused is on the back it shows screenshots of different versions. Atari ST, the IBM VGA Enigma, the IBM EGA again, the Coin-Op Arcade, and the Commodore 64. I don't know why it just shows so many different versions there, but it has a sleeve like a lot of DOS games like. And it just has a plain black box, and I don't know if this is complete. But it has 2 discs in good condition, if you want to see the label. Has a colored front cover book, but all it has is text inside and just very few pages that help tell you the controls in there. Nothing special, no artwork or anything special in it. And then it has this very odd envelope here with Virgin Games logo at the time on it, and inside it, it has a disc exchange order form. I have no idea of anything about this. Is this like to get a extra copy or a disc or something? Please did you purchase the wrong? Oh, I guess it's in case you got the wrong version. Well, that's actually kind of nice. You don't really see that with CD-based ones. A hint, take a hint, you know, call, whack up your parents' bill. Somebody call that, find out if it still works. Maybe it'll be like the Who Framed Roger Rabbit number. And then, got a big thing advertising free software by filling this out and entering in a contest thing. What kind of questions does it ask? What's your computer? Do you have a hard disk, modem, laser printer, CD-ROM? Apparently this was in the time, CD-ROM. Ooh, and they even list video game consoles. Nintendo Game Boy, 16-bit Nintendo. 16-bit? I think you're looking for Super Nintendo though, buddy. Yeah, oh, but it actually lists the TurboGrafx. That's interesting. The TurboGrafx Express, Master System, Sega Genesis, Game Gear, and the Atari Linux. Ooh, interesting. It looks like they definitely wanted to know what you had. They were being thorough in it, instead of people who were just like, no, nobody talks about the TurboGrafx. Nobody. But, very odd little envelope thing here. That's all that's in it, sadly. I don't know if that's complete, like I said. Maybe a collector who is aware might be able to inform that. But that was all that was in it, and it was only $1. You know, I usually find, for those who usually watch my videos, I usually get these at the Samaritan store that usually does carry a lot of old stuff. They'll basically sell anything. They'll sell anything, and they'll keep selling it if people are buying it. Now, sadly, this was crushed some, and I had to stick my hand and gently kind of separate for a little while. So I got it much better at that without damaging it. But you do have to be careful doing that because you don't want to compromise it. Oddly enough, though, even though the box itself was mashed, the sleeve is in very good condition, so that's actually very surprising. And of course, you know, SJWs are going to be triggered. Oh my goodness, shorts, triggered. Okay, but anyway, that was actually a nice find though. But when it comes to the old DOS games, this takes the cake. For quite a long time, I haven't found any really nice box DOS games with lots of nice goodies. That's why I like these things so much. I just like all the little knick-knack shit, and that's why I really like the indie box. Because you get all that knick-knack stuff. But Wing Commando, the 3D space combat simulator by Origins, the creators of Ultima. Now, this caught my eye immediately. That's a little backwards though, sorry. Actually, let me spill the contents out because I don't want them wobbling around. But it has a very nice colorful back, lots of nice information. I like these nice fancy hard boxes. Now, this has a lot of stuff. It has a book. And it has lots of information, imagery, comics, pictures. It has lots of stuff in it. It's very nice. Sadly, I'm not really into space combat type games. It even has little profile pictures of characters and stuff. I just love these detailed kind of books like this. I miss this stuff from a lot of stuff. 4 balls got you down. Ready for a little all in all. Well, they'll go there. I'm advertising for Richard Garriott. There you go. Have fun. Now, what's really nice, and I bet anyone who really likes this will probably drool on these. It has multiple of these. This isn't the only one of these little blueprint plans that show the spaceships. Now, I don't know if this is complete. I hope it is, because this is really nice. And even if it isn't, it has a lot of stuff still with it. So it has multiple of these blueprints. And you can see down there it has some information that... yeah, it's pretty much the kind of ship information on there. It's pretty nice. If you're definitely in the Wing Commando, it has some nice stuff though. Yeah, we'll show the other one just to be fair in case somebody wanted to. I don't know. Maybe there's some lost, interesting lore there. Nobody has on Wikipedia, maybe. But Wing Commando. I don't know a whole lot about Wing Commando. Sadly, I know Spoonie has talked about before. Mainly in his Ultima 7, I believe it was Ultima 7, where it had like a reference to Wing Commando. But, yeah, Wing Commando is the one with like the lion things, ain't it? I mean, like I said, I don't know a whole lot about it, but these are really nice. I could see somebody just drooling over those. And you got lots of things. Disk exchange form, kind of like the other one. Has some install papers that has instructions on the controls and stuff that. Nothing too much, just lots and lots of the kind of stuff on that. Now, we'll show the discs, and there's still some nice goodies in here. It comes on 3 discs. And now, the usual restoration card, you would send in, and let's see, it asks for where you got, retail advertising, origin catalog, reviews, computers you have, Nintendo and game machines. Oh, and again, it lists the TurboGrafx. That's pretty nice. Magazines I read. Nintendo Power. Origin games I like to play. But here's what I find funny is the top here. With a picture of Lord British himself with a nice message for you all. But very funny, Richard. Help us get to know you better. Please take a moment to complete this card and then drop it in the mailbox. Thanks, Lord British, founder of Origin. That's very funny. And I'm going to show this off because these aren't something people get to see. But I have to skip to near the end. I think it was near the end. Where was it? Where was it? Maybe it was in the middle. Maybe I'll just show it off all then. So it's a ad book, and I like looking at these old ones because they're very colorful and they like being very informative. In the back of it's advertising the NES versions of Ultima, and it says something about the Mars. Lord Bush takes the world of Ultima to Mars. Did aside from Ultima 1, 2, do you ever go to Mars aside from that? Because I mean, I know you go space in those, so I'm not quite sure what it's referring to exactly though. But got lots of nice, colorful ads for some games, and I bet Lazy Game Reviews would probably definitely love this. It's kind of weird having Wing Commando in Wing Commando, but I'm going to assume they put it in multiple games, so that's probably why. But these are very nice. They're very colorful. I like this, and there it is. Britannia money. Lord British, I hope this is worth more because of the economy. You get a $10 discount off any order of $45 from the catalog. Must be mailed with the order form to be in this catalog. Not usable on the phone offers. Not valid with any other offers. This offer may end at any time. Only this original coupon is usable. Photocopies are not accepted. And apparently there is a password. Enter unscrambled hidden password. I wonder what the hidden unscrambled password's from. Does it say? How to play? Fill in the clue words below. Oh, so you gotta play a little game. Test your might for your discount. Yeah, true fandom there. You think you're a fan? You better answer these questions, and you get rewarded. And my goodness, this information here, the information for what systems and everything. Oh, bless me. Oh, I mean, just got tons of information here on the giant order form. It really reminds me of how comic books did a lot of it. And then we got the Ultima games all being advertised here in their glory. My goodness, I've been really wanting to find Ultima boxed games, but just never can find them. But maybe one day. Maybe one day. We're off to a start here. My Force Origin game I found, so we're off to a start in the collecting world of Origin games. But this was very nice, colorful, very nice. I have to say, I definitely like this one. It's very colorful. And if the Ultima games or anything like this, I would definitely want to look for them. Because I heard a lot of the Ultima games come with cloth maps. Those are very nice. Considering this is a game I will probably never personally play, it is still a very impressive little box, I have to say. Moving on. I'll put the Double Dragon on top of that. I don't want to make the box worse, obviously. I did get Diablo Reaper of Souls for the PS4, which comes with the original Diablo. So I had something to play with Aaron when he came over recently. It'll probably be a very slow playthrough since he lives farther away. But I figured it was either 29 or 39, I don't remember which one. But all it has is a little slip paper advertising connecting to Blizzard's connection. And you get some extra crap for doing it. Now, here's this whole stack, aside from about $10 added on top of it, was bought with stuff I got from dumpster diving. So I cashed in during Memorial Weekend. The store I went to before with a lot of the stuff I got, they were doing some sale, buy two get one free, and I was like, well, I have a lot of crap right now, and it's a buy two get one free, so why not cash in my chips and get what I can? So I walked out. Well, I walked in and walked around the store with $44.89 in credit. So a little higher than last time. So I have $44.89 just from GameStop's trash that they're going to buff and clean up and everything and find them a good home for a few dollars. So I get a little happy. They get a little happy. We all get to be a little happy. So, obviously, I was like, sweet. So, it was time to go pick up. So, some loose DS games I got. That's based off like an anime whip-off of all the collecting and, the Pokemon craze. It's like, I don't know how to really describe it, like a weird merging of Beyblade and Pokemon. Yeah, I guess that's about the best way I could put it. I only saw like 3 episodes of it, so I'm not very knowledgeable. Now, this is a game I really regret not getting. And this is a very interesting game. If you follow me on Twitter, I commented on the very day I came home with it, because I tried it. Very fun game. I tweeted Axis Games about, because they published it for America, and they actually tweeted me to the person who did the translation for it. So I'm hoping to actually get some interesting information out of him, actually. Very nice guy, by the way. Very, very funny. Now, these 2 games, I didn't know what they were. They were cheap, and they looked pretty generic. This is basically Angry Birds whip-off here. This thing was cheap. Cheap. These were all cheap. And then this, Dungeon Raiders. Now, UFO is a very cheap publisher. And I looked at this. It was some kind of... I looked up on my phone. It was like some kind of down perspective adventure game thing. I have not tried it yet, so I don't know if it's any particularly good. The future may hold information on that. And obviously I've given those cases, for my very huge collection of spare man, I can't talk today. Spare cases from dumpster diving. So here's something I got on the recommendation of Kid Icarus. Mr. Domino. No one can stop Mr. Domino. It's a complete copy, and it's in very decent condition, if I remember quickly. I believe only one thing, yes, it's in very nice condition. I believe there was only one thing that is in pretty bad condition out of the stuff I got, but I can't complain much since I pretty much got all from trading and stuff from Dumpster. So this is a very interesting game that Kid Icarus did a video on. If you want to check out more about it, it's basically a endless one-all game. Well, not endless, but the stages are where you're just endlessly running through the stage, and you have to get to the end without dying. Now, this is the game that basically made me have to pay $10. This was originally sealed and brand new, but it was only $10. It was Final Fantasy II for the PSP. And I have wanted to get these, but for cheap, because they were just updated mechanics, really. I mean, I've already played Final Fantasy 1 like 2 times, and, well, I played only the PS1 version of Final Fantasy 2, so it might be interesting to try this, because I know Final Fantasy 1 on the PSP is very different than any of its original versions. They gave MP instead of the point system that old D&D games did in that, so I'm not really sure how much Final Fantasy 2's PSP version changed, but I figured $10 new sealed. It's just kind of hard to say now. Now, here's one my viewers might be interested in. These 2 characters are very popular in Europe. When I was a child, I watched a movie of them where the wizard friend got kidnapped, and the Romans wanted his huge strength-making potion that he gives these 2. But I did not know this came to America, because a lot of these never came to America. There's a few that did, but this one... Its title, I'm going to assume it's completely different in Europe, but if you're familiar with European comic book characters, you will probably be very familiar with these guys. And it is a very sad shame that it suffers from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle syndrome, where you get to be one player, a suffering choice, but it is complete. For some reason, it has advertisement for iNinja, even though it's being published by the Atari company at the time. The disc looked very okayish. I mean, it has a lot of fingerprints and some dust on it, but it doesn't have any scratches on it. So, at worst, it needs cleaned. So, it's very unlikely that it's broken. Some more PSP stuff. I got Mercury for the PSP. It's just a marble kind of game that if you like play Marble Madness, it's kind of that kind of idea. So that's just a simple little puzzle game. I know these are horrible, by the way. These two games have very horrible reputation on the PSP. They were published by Konami, who ironically, is going through horrible things within the gaming community right now. But this and its sequel, which is amazing they even came out in America, these were very horribly panned out and everything, but they are both complete and they were pretty cheap. Though it is odd that the original was more than the sequel. Not quite sure why. Now the case for the sequel is a little beat up. I'm not sure if that's the cover art or just the case. I hope it's just the cover art. Yeah, it's just the cover art. The cover art has like a lot of... no, not the cover art. It's just the case. The plastic has a lot of weird winkles in it. But the cover art's okay. So I'll probably change this out maybe. Or maybe not. I don't know. Ugh. I hope I'm not getting a cold. It's been waning all day and yesterday and really the last few days. These are supposed to be kind of a hack and slash kind of thing. But I remember hearing lots of bad things. These came out like when X-Play was still like on television, so I'm pretty sure I remember Adam Cecil basically shitting on them. I got my hands on one of the Viewtiful Joe spin-offs, the Wumble game, which is a fighting game, and it also has Dante as a side character, and it is complete. Sadly, I don't know if these stickers come off very easily. If they don't, I will probably have to wash them off like I do with my spare cases I get. Now here's something I've been meaning to get for a long time. For people who watched my channel for a long time, and it's right up there, the Silent Scope Light Rifle I showed off in a video before. Now I have the game that was meant for it, the complete collection, Silent Scope 1, 2, and 3 for the original Xbox, because it was for the original Xbox. Though there is PS2 versions of these games. And the disc is very nice and clean. It is complete. It has its manual and it's in very nice condition. So that was actually a nice find for something I've been meaning to get for a while. And now for the thing that's really sad here. So this was $2.99 and it was in no dump bin. And I obviously took a risk on this. It is Metroid Prime Echoes. Metroid Prime 2 Echoes. Now, I don't know if you'll be able to see this. You might not be able to see some of it. You might be able to. I'll kind of give it different angles. But if you can't tell, it looks absolutely hideous. Like, horrifyingly hideous. It just looks awful. I will probably have to risk buffing it to see if it's actually salvageable. Because I don't think it's going to actually play. But again, I can't really complain too much because, again, I basically just got off for free, aside from, spending 10 minutes by a dump store every Saturday when I went up to Thrift and visit my parents and stuff. So, all that, see, it pays off to save some of this stuff. You can take what's good or fix what could be fixed if you, I've been keeping all these controls I found that were cutting that from different GameStop. I'm keeping the control parts because I can change out analog sticks and stuff and make a nicer looking controller. Now, there is one more game I got, but it will be getting its own unboxing because, of course, it is the indie box for the month But of course, that will be its own video. And that is my newest pickups. And I'll see you either in the future or this might be in the past. But somewhere either before or after this video, we're going to be talking about something else on the channel. Until next time.